Now, what does an artist in East Yorkshire, well known for her lovely drawings and sketches, share in common with these people?
Having any fun yet?
We felt that that was what we wanted to do to clear our name, and we did it.
So honey, now take me into your loving arms.
Just want to manage expectations.
Ed Sheeran, the Top Gun makers, Dua Lipa, to name just a few, all involved in their own disputes recently surrounding copyright and permission to use work. And the East Yorkshire artist Eleanor Tomlinson gained attention this year with her tributes to the Queen. The drawings got millions of likes and shares, as you know, first during the Jubilee and then again after her death. Well, Eleanor says the drawings and the Queen mean a lot to her, which is why she's so disgusted that online sellers on sites like eBay, Amazon and Etsy have taken the pictures without permission and are plastering them on everything like mugs, magnets and tote bags. Leanne Brown has the story.
I always keep one for emergencies.
So do I. I keep mine in here.
This was the moment the monarch and a bear made an unlikely but heartwarming pair. It was also the inspiration for this Jubilee sketch, which became a widespread part of tributes to the Queen. But the artist who created it says people are now capitalising on her original drawing.
To see other businesses posting it, selling it, using it in commercial ways was really distressing to see, but also to make money and profiteering off such a sad and awful event, which is of course passing of Her Majesty, which is everything as an individual and a business I did not want to do. Not even on my own website is it being, used or sold.
A few clicks online and you can find dozens of items on well-known websites. I've found products such as key rings, stickers, baseball caps, t-shirts, even candles. But when the items arrive, the quality is perhaps not quite what you'd expect.
It's just completely been lifted and taken off the internet. And then, you look at it, it's been cropped, so much of the original illustration's missing. I don't really know what they've done to the background, but it's all sort of, splodgy and pixelated. And it's like you've got that crease like down the middle.
She received praise from the palace following her Jubilee drawings and did sell a select few prints. But since June, nothing has been sold, including this tribute following the Queen's passing.
No item out there has any kind of link to myself. It's not legitimate. It's straight up theft at the end of the day.
She's written to the companies involved, but now legal action may be taken, as many aren't listing. Leanne Brown, BBC Look North, Broomfleet.
Thank you, Leanne. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Well, Andrew Eborn is a lawyer who specialises in copyright. Andrew, if Eleanor had registered the original copyright, would that have stopped all this happening?
Well, the great thing about it, in the UK, copyright is an automatic right. There's an often misconception that you have to register it. You don't. It is automatically. What it is, it's a bundle of rights for the creator of a work. And what that does, it gives the creator, which tends to be the author, or in this case, Eleanor, the exclusive right to determine what happens with that work. So she can say who can copy it, who can reproduce it, and so on and so forth. She can also say that nobody can copy it.
So in this case, where her drawings are being produced and sold on all sorts of bits and pieces at the moment, is that absolutely allowed or not allowed?
It's not allowed at all. It is a total infringement of copyright. And
what can she do about it? What can she do about it?
Well, very, very simple. She has a number of rights. She's got the right to damages. She's got the right to delivery up of any infringing articles. She can basically, what I would recommend for sites such as eBay and Amazon and various others, they have a very strict policy about infringing goods, and you can get in touch. And I'd be delighted to help Eleanor in this case. One of the things that we do is we're passionate about about righting wrongs, and intellectual property rights are like any other property rights. It's effectively theft. If somebody does it without their permission, then you've got the right to stop it. The interesting thing as well, though, Peter, is that Paddington, in and of itself, is obviously a copyright work. So, and Michael Bond was the creator of that, and Peggy Fortnum was the illustrator in the very, very early books. Paddington himself is about to be 64 in a couple of days' time on the 13th of October. That's when the book was first published. And obviously, she's reproduced Paddington in the work itself. So there's an interesting argument about who owns what rights in this.
Well, very kind of you to offer to help her anyway. We appreciate that tremendously. I mean, I'm hopeless on knowing about these copyright rules. Do you think most people watching are like me and don't really understand it?
Well, but the simple thing is to explain it in simple terms, and it's right like any other property right. Anybody who does a drawing or writes anything which is original to them automatically gets copyright. And if anybody copies that without your permission, you're entitled to stop them and entitled to get damages and so on and so forth.
Very, very interesting. Andrew, good to have you on the programme tonight, and thank you for your offer.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure.
There we are, Andrew Eborn, who is an expert in copyright, with that kind offer there to give some guidance to Eleanor. And he briefly mentioned there Paddington. The daughter of Paddington's creator, this is a great story, Michael Bond, got in touch with Eleanor, and she said her father would have been absolutely loved it. And she even asked if she could buy the original illustration. So a great story there, and the subject of copyright. A protest has taken place in Laos.